still feel like there's going to be a 9-3 team in this 12-team playoff? Because I'm willing to bet you.
Oh, I
I
think
definitely think there is a
Oh
million.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
You do or
the
don't?
Buffs is going 10-2 at the lowest, and
I
All right.
3.
What
at
do
the
we
highest.
bet? I'll bet you I'll buy a sweatshirt, or you can give me a sweatshirt for half off. How's
I'm
that?
gonna get a sweatshirt for completely free. There's gonna be a 9-3. Like if a SEC team goes 9-3, oh, they're in.
I'm saying no 9-3, and at least 2 10-2 teams don't make it.
Wow.
no.
Oh, you say at least 2 10-2 teams don't make it?
No.
Nah.
And-
That's 10-2. You getting in the playoffs?
How many get in? 5 championship winners. Yeah.
Four plus the G5.
It's only 5.
You
And
got
then,
7 more
I'm
slots?
going to tell you where your math's wrong, because when you pulled up the prior years and looked at them, because the conferences are now bigger, they don't all play each other, so they don't all knock each other down. Penn State only has to play Ohio State. They don't play Oregon.
Well, it's been like that though, like in the Big Ten. Like a lot of those teams
okay, but even then, you're not having to play Cal and Stanford like they do in the ACC now. Miami, besides playing Florida out of conference, has only got 1 game, so I'm thinking they're going to have 2 losses.
That's actually fair.
So
you said
that's where my math comes from. But all right, we got a sweatshirt on the deal. I'll buy 2 since you're going to give me 1 free.
When you look at the college, I think it's more than just about the record. It also matters about the team. Florida State went undefeated last season, people.
Well,
I'm just saying, like that matters. They went undefeated, and boom, they didn't get in. So I think it's more than even. It's becoming more like kind of like how with the Heisman, like it's still, this person. It's still, all that matters. I think a 10-2 team not get in, that'd be wow. I just don't.
Well, I do not. I'm real firm on there's only 1 Big 12 team coming unless somebody's undefeated. If 2 undefeated teams meet in the playoff, which in our case would have to be West Virginia or something, but I do not see a 2-loss Big 12 team being placed ahead of any 2-loss team from another conference.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of 2-loss teams. That's the thing. That's hard.
Yeah.
It is, but I think the conferences are a little more watered down. They don't play as many ranked components.
Right, so the SEC ain't what it was. Like, I mean, everything's like it's evolved back to it. I had the best.
No, the SEC only added Oklahoma and Texas. They still, they got harder.
No, I'm just meaning like if besides Georgia when doing what they do, but I just think that like it's and with the transfer portal and then all these new coaching changes. When I mean SEC, I'm thinking like Saban's gone. Alabama, that's a different Alabama team, buddy.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's going to be different.
But
LSU is not the same LSU.
Just left,
right?
Being in the quarterfinals.
Well, I think if there's a 4th team, I think Ole Miss will be the 4th one out of.
Oh yeah, I got Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is getting in.
Yeah,
you got 4 coming out the SEC.
At least 4. Yeah.
Who's your 4?
I think Bama will get there off their schedule, and then I think Texas and Georgia and Ole Miss.
Let me see.
You don't see Bama losing 3 games?
I was about to say, hold on. Let's
I think Bama's got it. I think Bama's got it.
They have Georgia at home, so that's 3/4 of a loss.
I mean, right now, so we can all see.
The funniest thing about football is you don't have to play somebody 40 times like you do in baseball. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay a best of 7, best of 5, or best of 3. All you got to do is beat them for 30 minutes or for 60 minutes. And when we're talking about Nebraska and who's got a better room here, and here, the whole deal is they're not built to come from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So we just get up on them early, and then if our running game is enough just to keep the clock running, that's one of those games that they got a great defense. We just got to score early and get the hell out of Lincoln. And I think if Alabama can score off of Georgia and then do the soccer game of nana, you can't have the ball. But I love helmet schedules. Those are my favorite. I need a color printer.
Cisco, how are those slippers? Because I don't have any yet. I gotta get those. Those look comfy. But yeah, let's go ahead and look through this. Let's go look through this. So, Bama, they gotta play Georgia. there's a lot of Tennessee's a really good team. Tennessee could be a loss. Missouri's a good team. That could be a loss.
Is Tennessee home or away?
Home. Tennessee's home.
Georgia's home.
No, Tennessee's away.
I'm saying Tennessee's home.
Oh, I thought you.
Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it the other way.
I thought you got there.
Yeah, at Tennessee. Yeah, they got to go to Knoxville. They still got the which can always easily be a loss.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia, that could potentially be 4. Mizzou could sneak in. Yeah, it could get spicy for who's that? DeBoer in his first year.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn's gonna lose to Alabama A&M week 1. Who else we got on here?
Ole Miss. Let's run Ole Miss schedule.
I like Ole
Georgia
Miss
first.
Oh.
Georgia's gonna beat Clemson by 1,000.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a
They're
tough
boat racing Clemson.
that's a tough 4-game window. Bama, Auburn, Mississippi, and Texas. 4 straight.
And you got Florida, Ole Miss,
Florida,
and
Ole Miss,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Hey, Georgia has a gauntlet.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
If they come out of that with 1 loss, book them for the playoff. Just give it to
Oh,
them.
facts. Yeah.
Now, if you looked at my bets, I didn't put them in a lot of futures. They play.
Well, here's the. Okay, go find me 3 losses for Missouri.
No, their schedule is cupcake. No, Missouri's not losing 3 games.
Yeah, that's scary too, isn't it?
They can lose 3. Bama,
Yeah, they can.
Bama, Oklahoma will be tough, and then
losing Oklahoma.
you got these middle of the pack: South Carolina, Mississippi,
And it's
Arkansas.
football season. Like they changed it.
See, that's the thing that I think people forget, and that's when it comes to betting, I tell CT all the time. It is any given Saturday. Like it's like we talk about everyone's basic. Like we have not watched all 22 of all these players for the past year. So just like people talk about Colorado and say, "Hey, you guys were 4-8 last year." That's the same thing we do in a lot of these teams. Some of these teams may have improved significantly.
Yes, right.
That we do not know about.
Clemson didn't.
No, right? Yeah.
But you know what's funny is when I see podcasters doing a prediction for a conference, they go through and they start alphabetically and they say Bama this, that, and then later in the schedule they say, oh, well, they might win that one at home against Bama. Well, you already gave Bama the win on the other side. So I see people counting wrong. Like when I printed out that schedule, I put one, W and L on everybody, and that's where I come up with I could see 5 teams having 2 or less losses. Does that happen? Not happening. I got it, but we got our bet. We'll
like
see.
this is SEC. If Bama loses 3, they go into the playoffs. Like that's for sure. I'll tell you, I will bet the channel. I'll bet every house I own.
You always bet the channel.
If Colorado goes 9-3, they are guaranteed in the playoffs.
I agree. Because ratings is going to be insane.
They try to get Colorado in a bowl game with 4 wins.
But do you think does that mean they're coming second in the conference with their 3 losses? Because there's no way 3 teams from the Big 12 are getting in.
It's possible. Let's pull up the Big 12 and see.
I'm saying the only way 2 does is if they're undefeated or only have 1 loss.
Big 12 football.
And maybe a second loss in the championship.
Because before we do, I'll pull it up right here. Let's go back to the playoff rankings as well, so we can look at the history of what's been going on. Because I am curious. Football.
And you're wrong. Notre Dame's going to be there, and Miami's going to be there.
Never Notre Dame. I can't. I'm sorry.
If you're saying Bama's going in and Colorado's going in, Notre Dame's going in. And they got a cupcake schedule.
No, the Bama and Colorado is about the SEC and then Coach Prime.
And Notre Dame's got some money behind it too.
Yeah, but nobody watches them.
No,
they're not box office, and that's what they really care about.
They are if they're in.
I'm not gonna lie. That national championship against Bama was probably one of the least watched ones
Because everybody knew it was going to be a
Yeah,
slaughter.
because it's Notre Dame. Like Notre Dame, they're always going to be Notre Dame, which is just not that. Where's the one where I can go to the previous years? So last year, LSU, Arizona were on the bubble. Louisville could have easily been in. Shoot, Louisville could have been in. Was that the champion? Had they lost an earlier game and then won the ACC against Florida State, they would have been in with 3 losses.
Definitely.
Who else was competing for a where's Oklahoma State? Oklahoma State could have been in at 9-3 last year.
Dang, Liberty was 13-0.
Yeah. Oklahoma State.
Were they the highest?
Texas, they would have been 9-3 and got in.
Oklahoma State
11-2.
You see Oklahoma State, they're ranked 20th on your thing?
Mm-hmm.
How would they get in? They have to be one of the top 11.
Championship.
Okay. So understand they're getting in with that. I should have qualified my bet to say not a conference champ with 3 losses. But that's because I think we're going undefeated. We're having 10-2.
Yeah.
But, looking at your top 12, really you got to look at 11 because you got to pull the G5 team up.
Mm-hmm.
And, you re-rank the top 4 to cover all 4 conferences.
I'm trying to see who else was in a conference title game.
Washington was in a conference title game. Texas obviously was. Bama beat Georgia. Florida State won. Georgia lost. Ohio State, Oregon. Ohio State won that conference.
Who was the SEC title game?
Georgia, Bama. Bama won.
Oh, yeah. That's
how they end up, yeah.
They lost to Michigan.
Not close.
But you got 5 conference winners here, so instead of 4.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's the ability to lose one less game because there's more teams in the conference that you play. You're more spread out is going to be a factor.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a factor, but I think it just depends on the school.
I'm just more afraid of coming out 9th on the rankings and having to travel for that game because then you're looking at traveling. I think Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon all get in, so 2 of those will be road games. And then the other 2 will probably be SEC teams.
Yeah.
And that makes for a tough road game before Christmas.
Okay.
But by then, from day one, like Shadura said, we everybody's Super Bowl. That team got to be, you getting the best regardless. It don't even matter. It wouldn't even,
we'll be tested.
Right, you'd be tested because you're tested every week as a Buff. Every week.
So let's go to 2022.
2/3 of our team is from south of the Mason-Dixon line. If we catch a bowl game in Ohio State or Penn State, we in trouble.
So we would have had 2 10-3 teams in 2022, and one of them, and this is the Big 12. Well, now the Big 12.
Right.
TCU, Kansas State. US
whose rankings are those?
This is college football playoff rankings.
Okay.
From 2022. So yeah, that would have had 2 10-3 teams. Florida State just missing out. If they beat Clemson.
Where did they put Florida State on that? Because they wiped Florida State off that list, unless I'm missing it up top.
They're right here.
Oh, okay. That's got to be the wrong year because Florida State was undefeated last year.
No, this is 22.
Oh,
the one we were looking at before was 23.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2022, and then there's a lot close here. What about G5? Troy, was that the highest? No, Tulane. Yeah, Tulane's the highest. So let's go 21.
Troy 11.
21, Utah would have been in. And actually, let me go back a week before they have the bowl.
I'm understanding what you're looking at, 22, 23. But when I do that helmet schedule, marking them all win losses and counting them up, I can make the schedules, or I can make them come out that first I give every of the power teams, home field wins, and then I kind of look at the coin flip ones, and the ones that are suck up, layup games.
But see, I think they threw that out the window last season when they told Florida State, yeah, you went undefeated, but you don't got no quarterback, so you're not making playoffs.
That's the one that always, no matter where you fall in the argument, what they did to Florida State last year always messes.
It changed. Like it's like you legit you told an undefeated ACC team.
The reason I have no problem with it, and people try to compare it to Ohio State, when Cardale Jones went in. And they're like, well, Cardale Jones went in and balled. We got to see Florida State without quarterback, and they were horrible.
Right.
Like, I think they had 50 passing yards in the game.
But my whole thing is, I'm saying though, somebody stepped in and said, hey, you're an undefeated ACC team, 13, whatever. We know what you did. You lost your quarterback, so we're going to rearrange the board. We're like literally. That's what I'm saying. I think it matters who you are if your record's at 9-3 or 10-2.
That's what I'm saying. A SEC 9-3 is going to jump a bunch of conferences 10-2 because they're going to say they played tougher teams because they take strength of schedule into account. And it's subjective. It's not an objective rankings. Yeah, this is crazy. What year is this? This is 19. I didn't know Baylor was good that recent.
That was Rule's year before he went pro.
11-2. Oof.
Yeah,
that was good. But you that great job in Carolina.
Oh, God.
Got paid to do nothing. That's great.
Hey. All right, I'm going to say that if we pick off Raiola 3 times or he fumbles and has 2 picks, that Nebraska's going to be a 6-6 team instead of this 10-2 team they're talking.
I don't know who talking about them being 10-2, but that's scary.
Well, they are.
Every year they do this with Nebraska.
Yeah, they're starting 7-0. They're willing to lose at Ohio State, and then they figure somebody might beat them. They don't know. They're counting Indiana as a win, so I'm already betting against them against Indiana.
Yeah. If you're a conference champ, you're automatically in, no matter what. You like UCLA had snuck into the Pac-12 championship one year. I think they were like 6-6, and had they won, they would have, because that's when they had conferences or the divisions. So you didn't have to be as good. So here we got the Big 12 helmet schedule. Let's see.
Well, I started that one by making Colorado's all win, and I put an L in everybody's box.
So Arizona, it's a tough one. Could be 1, could be 2, 3. Oh yeah, it could get nasty for Arizona. It could get nasty. It could get nasty.
They got a lot harder road games.
Who they got?
I'm shocked at how they have Arizona ranked. I know they're good, but
they're coming off a 10-3, I think.
Yeah, so, but they got a new coach too. I'm glad that people stayed, but they played above themselves last year. I'm not dishing McMillan or Nafita, but
Fafita didn't start the season. Right, he ended up getting in later. I don't remember how many losses of those were because that everybody talks about this Texas Tech. Everybody talks about Texas Tech and how hard it is to play there. I am unaware. So
Lubbock isn't easy. Lubbock isn't easy, and it's not like the other areas, right? You go through there, it's it's tough. It's a tough area. It's a tough area.
Did the Big 12 just schedule with the entire North Dakota State Conference? It's like all the teams that I've been watching are on here.
Somebody's got South Dakota.
Tarleton, North Dakota State, North Dakota, South Dakota State. Where's the other one? Southern Illinois. Like these are a bunch of teams from that conference. That's interesting.
Well, Texas Tech got a gauntlet before they come. I mean, look at the end of their schedule. Texas Tech got a gauntlet waiting for them.
I think ours gets increasingly harder, which I think is great.
I think people are sleeping on Iowa State. Then you got Colorado. Then you got Oklahoma State. I just think that's a.
Bro, you're looking at the wrong schedule. I don't know what schedule you're looking at. Texas Tech is a cupcake.
No, I said towards the end. Don't they got Iowa State, Colorado, and Oklahoma State? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think that's a.
But man, look at here. This is North Texas, Arizona State, Cincinnati, who everyone ran for 800 yards on. Arizona, Baylor, TCU.
But then yeah.
I don't know. I like that schedule a lot.
Yeah, I still think they got possibly 3 losses waiting for them.
UCF.
Man, how y'all think KJ Jefferson go do, man?
I gotta watch more of him. What's good, JP? I gotta watch more of him for sure.
Man, I'm late to the party, man. I almost cried. I thought I missed it.
You good? Yeah, and that's the thing. It depends. Like Baylor might come out balling, TCU might be balling, Iowa State. Like you just don't truly know right now. Like after 3 games, I'm gonna have a good grasp on everybody.
Yeah.
Especially what's Baylor quarterback situation? Though I know Blake Shapen transferred to Mississippi State though.
It should be due from Toledo. I can't think of his name. But they got a transfer from Toledo. Can't think of his name. If who's it? If Wack's in here, he'll say it.
Well, T-Cal, I was thinking if I look at our schedule, I call North Dakota the most disciplined team we're playing. That's not going to quit because of their culture.
On offense, their defense is not disciplined, but offense, yeah.
All right. I still don't think they lay down. I think they play 60 minutes.
Oh yeah, no.
So we can't do our thumping our chest thing. Nebraska will have the best defense we play. Score early, they can't come from behind. I think we'll get after their quarterback, whatever. But the Florida team in the Baylor game and the Texas Tech game, Texas teams are just ornery in a different way of being disciplined. I lived in Texas for 10 years. If a guy lost a fight 3 weeks in a row at the bar, come the next Friday night, he's like, let's go back to that bar because he wants to fight. I don't want to say they're just ornery. They're not going to lay down and go away. So we got to just play better. But the UCF game is my worry one because they're the only one I think that can keep up with us offensively.
And Jada, I was going to say this. I'm not a fan of Nebraska's linebackers or DNs. I am not. I don't think they're very good there. I think their secondary solid. I love their D tackles. I think them boys can ball, but their DNs aren't good, or at least they weren't last year. So I'm not worried about them defensively. Kansas State, they lost some dogs in that secondary. My 2 favorite players when we were watching that film, transfer, both of them. One's at Texas A&M, the other one's at Oregon. Because I love their film.
And they lost their tight end too. So
the thing about Nebraska, they didn't have a single coverage bust, not one. Like they were, or not Nebraska, Kansas State. Kansas State did not have a single coverage bust. Like they were really, really disciplined on defense. Arizona, I think, will be straight defensively. Oklahoma State, I don't think I've watched much of their defense yet.
Their defense was ranked one of the worst in the conference.
I'm tripping. Yes, I watched their defense.
Yeah, they were one regular. UCF.
He was watching DJ McKinney. He was watching DJ McKinney film.
Yeah.
Yeah. RJ Harvey ran for 200 on them.
UCF tore them up.
If you in Patreon, it's in the private chat.
That's a trap game. That's a trap game.
Which one?
UCF.
UCF's gonna be a straight up dogfight.
Yeah, because
I think KJ Jefferson trying to prove that he can actually throw the ball. That's the whole point. That's the whole reason he transferred in the first place. But I think he's gonna try to do too much.
I think they're pretty 50-50 on both their plays and their yardage, passing and receiving. I mean, passing and running, aren't they?
Yeah, he wasn't there last year though. He just transferred from Arkansas, and I could see that he's not a good thrower. At least when I got to look more.
That's the thing about the Big 12, and Colorado's got the best secondary in the Big 12.
Oh, it's not remotely close.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about, like, people are saying like, oh, these things, but you're talking about you're going against the best secondary in the conference.
For me,
so
I think
we want you to throw the ball. That's you're playing to our strength. You want to throw the ball?
Trying to be pass first, really playing our favor.
Yeah, they'll run the ball. I think there'll be a lot of RPOs. They'll test our discipline, our patience. A lot of our boys going back home.
Hey, you know what? They could try to patience coach.
Yeah, I played against that coach. Is that Chiswick? Is that who the coach is? Who's the coach for Auburn? Or not for UCF?
You talking about Gene Chiswick?
Yeah. who's or not who the UCF coach? He's from Auburn, right?
Yeah, I think that's him. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they're gonna do a lot of motions and jet motions and try to. Yeah, no, they gonna try to run it.
Listen, Gus has been one of those
Gus
who has been like remember 10 years ago he was supposed to be like this savant, so
the innovator, a bunch of
He's the one prime. He's the one prime like the cool with UCF coach. Yeah, he's the one pro prime.
Yeah, he used to be at Auburn.
You think we win that easy, T-Cal?
We gotta stop the run with him. Have to. They got RJ Harvey. J-Dot just mentioned Penny Boone, the dude from Toledo.
Man.
There's also I like the other running back, number 0. Do y'all remember when we were watching Denver Kansas State? He saw gotta stop him, especially since homeboy there, the quarterback, they're running read option. There's gonna be quarterback power, read op, gotta stop the run. Otherwise, that's a game where if you turn the ball over early, it's going to be a long night because they can control the clock. They can control the tempo, control time of possession. That's a scary one. I think they're going to be really good running the football.
Absolutely.
That's my scary one.
Yeah, it's a scary one. Trap game for me is definitely Baylor. Baylor and the Cincinnati's. The teams that weren't everyone expects anytime you look at it and it's a guaranteed win, that's always hey, hold on, because you never know, especially when you think it's a guaranteed win after you've seen them play this season, that's different. But we don't know what they got as of now, as far as who got better, who they transferred in. So there's definitely some potential traps because
they got to fix that run defense. If they could fix that, I would. But if we're disciplined enough to not think we're gonna go throw the ball, air raid, and go nuts and just run the ball against Cincinnati, I think we should. But the ones that you should are the ones that are, to your point, those are the trap.
And the other thing, God, I don't know. Colorado needs to fix their rivalry schedule. I
said if you don't catch us in the first, it's
having
back rivalry games on the road. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They're both on the road. That's crazy. Super tough.
Well, Nebraska's not on the schedule for the next 6 years.
Oh, really?
And I read something interesting about road games. If you don't stay overnight, you're not limited to the travel squad. So if they bus up there, they can take 100 people.
They're not doing that.
Not Prime. Prime ain't getting on no bus.
I'm not doing that. I'd have cussed my coach out. We're going up the same day? No way.
Well, the rule says 100 guys can go, or 100.
We'll need 100.
If we need 100 for Nebraska, then the season's already a failure. We just need to go back home.
No, not Nebraska, Colorado State. It's 1 hour.
That's even worse. If we need 100 for Colorado State, throw it away.
Man, I hope Texas beat them by 40.
Oh, it's only 30 away? It's close enough. I thought it was a few hours.
No, it's an hour 20 minutes with traffic.
But yeah, that's close. That's like Wazoo, Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, about Baylor being a trap game, let's say we start 3-0. Coach K knows this. My dad taught it. You treat winners like losers and losers like winner, and you tell them playing time's still up for grabs when you're playing Baylor. So if you don't, show out.
Oh yeah, and we talked about that a lot. Like running backs, I don't think it might be Baylor when the true starting running back gets decided.
Yeah, facts.
Is whoever has that game goes for 150, 2 touchdowns. That's when it's going to be decided. No matter who they start North Dakota State, Lord, please don't let it be.
Don't say it.
No matter who they start North Dakota State, by Baylor UCF, that's when it's going to be like, okay, this is the guy. We play. Who does Baylor play before they get to us? Woo!
They play a nothing team.
They play Air Force.
I know they're pissed about that.
Texas State or something.
They got
Utah Air Force.
Tarleton, Utah, Air Force. Those are going to be 2 gritty games. for Colorado.
Yeah, Air Force ain't no pushover for sure.
Listen, Air Force is like it just
Not
takes
fun.
all your mental acuity to practice for them.
You throw out
your drain.
Your whole playbook on defense.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gone. This is Air Force week. We're gonna
Them
teach
type games drive you crazy though.
Oh my god, we're gonna teach you a bunch of stuff that you'll never use again, but we're gonna do it just for this game.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Air Force is a trap game for any of the military academies or trap games for any. You know, we keeping the main thing over here. We talking ball, kicking it, no gossip, no funny stuff. No, it's awesome. This is awesome. But all right, y'all, appreciate JP, Coach K, Decepticon, everybody that came up. Absolutely awesome. We will be seeing y'all on Patreon tomorrow. And yeah, we will holler at y'all soon. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna take you off the stage.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night, man.
Y'all. Absolutely.
All right, bro. Y'all be easy.
Yeah.
Salute, fam. Appreciate y'all.
CT, boss by 50.
Man by 50. You can call it.
Us by 50s. All right, CT, man. What's your final words, man?
Okay, to evolve. Buffs by 80.
Do your words match your video? Yeah, this for my boy TKL. CT the fan. Yeah, we on that buff train, man. Yeah, the boys, they put it down. I watch them every day. Hey, they gonna put you on a pedal. But they gon' put you down there where you belong. They ain't gon' care for you. Nah, they ain't gon' care for you. Yeah, they gon' love on you. They gon' tell you what to do to get yourself better. It's on you, baby.